You're welcome, my dear student, in this last episode for this term for third year in preparatory stage, our student. Today we're gonna revise for preparation for the exam tomorrow. We hope you do well tomorrow. This revision depends on a lot of types of questions. First, let's go to the monitor, please. First one is write the scientific term. Write the scientific term. Number one, the total, as you see on the monitor, please, the total distance that a moving object covers divided by the total time. Total distance divided total time. What is the answer? Total distance divided total time, so it is speed. Not all speed, but average. Average speed. Total distance divided total time. The answer is average speed. Number two, the thing that moves in space with a uniform speed. Again, on the monitor, please. The thing that moves in space with uniform speed. Light. Light can move in or with a uniform speed in space. Number three, the straight line that passes by the pole of the mirror and its center of curvature. Straight line passes by pole and center. By pole and center. This is the pole and this is the center. It is a straight line. What this straight line? Yes, it's principal axis. Principal axis of what? Of mirror. Number four, phase in which chromosomes are arranged along the cell equator. Phase, as you know, my dear student, we have four phases. Number one, prophase, metaphase, anaphase, and telophase. Which one of them that the chromosomes are arranged along the equator? Number four here is metaphase. Number five, cell division. You know, we have two types of cell division, meiotic cell division and mitotic cell division. Occurs in the somatic cells, not in reproductive cells, just in somatic cells, and leads to growth of the living organism. Type of cell division take place or occurs in what? In somatic cell. So it is mitotic cell division. Mitotic cell division. Okay. Number six, glowing of a star for short time to become one of the most shining stars in the sky. Glowing of a star, it's star explosions. Number seven, a vision defect. Not now, my dear students, we have two types of vision defects. We have one type of vision disease, it's cataract. But vision defect, it opens the door for two answers. Number one, long-sightedness. Number two, short-sightedness. Vision defect results due to what? Due to decrease. So if he says decrease, it's long. Decrease, so the answer will be long. Decrease of the eyeball diameter, decreasing or shortage of convexity of eye lens, decrease of eyeball diameter, so it is what? It is long-sightedness. Long-sightedness. Number eight, the actual length of the path that the moving object takes from start point to end point, actual length, so sure it is distance. And remember that distance is scalar because it has magnitude only, while displacement is vector because it needs magnitude and direction to identify it. So actual length is distance, real length is distance. Vision defect is due to formation of image in front of retina. In front of, not behind, but in front of. That means seeing near object. Yes, so it is short-sightedness. Short-sightedness. It may come like that. A vision defect is due to the formation of image before equal here, in front of the retina, or seeing near object clearly and far object distorted. Number 12, mirror. So we have how many types of mirrors? Plane mirror and spherical. Spherical mirrors may be concave or may be convex. A mirror whose reflecting surface is the outer from out, so sure it is convex mirror. But if he says that is inner, he says now it is what? Outer surface. But if he says that it's inner surface, I will say it is concave. But now it's convex mirror. Number 13. The speed of a moving object in relation to an observer. The most important word here is observer. The word in relation to may be relative to, may be related to, but the principal word here is observer. The speed of moving body in relation to an observer, it is what? Yes, it is relative speed. Relative speed. Number 14, seeing the near bodies clearly and far objects distorted. Seeing near, yes, as we say it before as number 11, short-sightedness. 15. A process in which some pieces of the two inner chromatids of tetrad are exchanged. Process in which, or phenomena, in which some pieces of the two inner chromatids of tetrad are exchanged. So it is crossing over phenomenon. Crossing over phenomenon. 16. Fibers extend between the two poles of the cell in prophase. Fibers. We have just one type of fibers this year. It is spindle fibers. So fibers, spindle fibers. Fibers extend between the two poles of the cell in prophase. It's spindle fibers. Number 17. A disease infects the eye. Yes, we have only one type of disease this year. It is cataract. Again, a disease infects the eye lens, so it becomes opaque. It is what? Cataract. Number 18. The process in which the living organisms produce new individuals carry genetic traits identical to their parents. Identical to their parents. As you see, there are parents, they are offsprings, so it is a reproduction. But what is the type of reproduction? Genetic traits identical to their parents, so it will be asexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction. But if the question is the process in which living organism produces new individuals, carry genetic traits different from their parents, so it will be sexual. The difference in these two definitions is the word of identical or difference. If he says identical, asexual reproduction. Different from their parents, so it will be sexual reproduction. 19. Groups of stars. Groups of stars rotate together in cosmic space. Groups of stars, so it will be what? Yes, galaxy. Groups of stars, millions of stars, bigger units of universe, it is galaxy. Okay, number 20. Physical quantities. You know, my dear student, that we have two types of physical quantities. The first word is in this question, physical quantities, not physical quantity. If he says physical quantity, we have many answers according to the remain of the question. But now the first word is physical quantities. So we have only two types. Number one is scalar, number two vector. What does that mean? Physical quantities that their magnitude only is enough to identify them. Magnitude only, not direction, don't have direction. So yes, scalar. Scalar physical quantity. Scalar physical quantities. Number 21. The physical quantity that their magnitude, physical quantities that their magnitude and the direction. Magnitude and the direction. So yes, vector, physical, vector, physical quantity. 22. One of the phase of mitosis. Mitosis means mitotic. One of the phases. What are the phases? Prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase. In which a series of changes, some changes, a lot of changes or many changes, adverse means opposite, to prophase. What is the opposite of prophase? Yes, telophase. Why? Why? Because in prophase, disappearance of nuclear membrane, but in telophase, what? In prophase, disappearance of nuclear membrane, but in telophase, appearance of nuclear membrane. In prophase, appearance of chromosomes. In telophase, disappearance of chromosomes. In appearance, in prophase, appearance of spindle fibers, but in telophase, disappearance of spindle fibers. So we can say that telophase is the adverse of prophase. 23. The mass of cells, number of cells. Mass of cells that occurs when the body cells divided continually without control. Some cells divide, maybe mitotic division, mitotic cell division without control. The brain doesn't control this division. So, sure, it's abnormal thing. It's a disease. It's called what? It's called cancer. Do you remember, my dear student, how can we treat cancer from your curriculum? Nanotechnology. Nanotechnology. How? By injection the person who is infected with cancer by gold molecules that can stick with cancer, and then by laser we can kill the cancer cells. Number 24. It contains all the galaxies, stars, planets, living organisms, and everything, time, everything. Which thing that contains all galaxies, stars, planets? Yes, it is what? Universe. Universe. It is a very famous question, very important question. Number 25. A transparent medium. Transparent medium here means lens that refracts the light, and it is defined with two spherical surfaces, and it's usually made of glass or plastic. So it is what? It is lens. I could know it from the first two words. A transparent medium. It refracts. Yes, it's indicator for the answer lens. 26, the angle of incidence equal the angle of its reflection. The angle of incidence equal the angle of reflection. So it is what? It is the first law of reflection. First law of reflection. Angle of incidence equal angle of reflection. But if he asks about incident light ray, reflected light ray, and the normal all lie on one plane perpendicular to the reflecting surface, it is the second law of reflection. Okay, let's go to another question. 27, flat gaseous round disk formed the solar system. What is this? It's nebula. 28, from nebular theory, Laplace. The straight line, 28, the straight line that joins the two centers of the lens. Two centers of the lens, like that. Joins the two centers, because the lens has two centers, because it is a part of two spheres. And it has two foci, because it is a part of two spheres. What is this line? This straight line is called what? It's called principal axis. Principal axis of what? Of lens. Principal axis of lens. Okay. 29. It is the point of collection, the refracted light rays. Refracted, not reflected. Not all the point of collection. Not all the point of collection are focused here, but now it's type of focus, because he said refracted. So it is what? It is focus of what? Focus of lens. But which lens? Refracted, not extensions of refracted. If you say point of collection, it's focus. But which type of focus? Focus of convex lens or focus of concave lens? Focus of convex mirror or concave mirror? He says now refracted, so it is lens, not mirror. But which type of lens? Concave or convex? Refracted, so it is convex. Focus of convex lens. But if he says that it is extension, point of collection, extensions of refracted, so it will be concave lens. Number 30. Type of cell division. So what are types of cell division again? Mitotic or meiotic? Yes. Division leads to formation of gamete. Which one leads to formation of gamete? What's meant by gamete? The cell that has half number of chromosomes, just N, not 2N. So it is what? It is reduction. Reduction, why? Reduction because it reduces the number of chromosomes. So what is this type? Maybe reduction. It's okay, it's right. And I can say only also meiosis. Meiosis or meiotic. Meiotic cell division or meiosis cell division or reduction cell division. Okay. Number 31. The point inside the lens lies on the principal axis. Point inside the lens lies on the principal axis. Which point that lies inside the lens? It is optical center. Optical center of lens. Optical center of lens. A type of lenses which is thick at the center. Thick at the center. We can draw it. Thick at the center and less thick at the tips. Thick at the center. So it is what? Concave or convex? Yes, it's convex lens. Convex lens. 33. The measuring unit for distance between celestial bodies. The measuring unit for distance between celestial bodies. What is the answer? Light year. Light year has two definitions. Number one, it is the measuring unit of distance between celestial bodies. Number two, It is distance covered by light in one year. Let's go to number 34. The part of the cell which is responsible for the cell division. Which part of the cell? We know that the cell has cell membrane, cytoplasm, nucleus. Yes, number 34 is nucleus. Nucleus. Nucleus is the part that includes what? That includes chromosome. And this chromosome, this nucleus, is responsible for the cell division. And as you know, my dear students, we have a type of cells inside our bodies, human body, that can't do cell division. Why? Because they don't have nuclei. Which? Yes, the cells that have no nuclei and can't do cell division because they don't have nuclei, red blood cells. So nucleus is very important for cell division. Let's go to number 35. The displacement covered per unit time. Displacement covered per unit time. We have to type, we have speed and we have velocity, but now displacement covered per unit time, displacement over time, it is velocity. It is velocity. Number 36. Cells that are produced from meiosis division. Cells that are produced from meiosis division contains half number of chromosomes. Can I say now reproductive cells? No. Reproductive cells divided meiosis in meiosis cell division to get this type. It's not reproductive, but it is gamete. It is gamete. Gamete, the cells that are produced from meiosis division contains half number of chromosomes. Okay. The speed, 37, the speed when the body covers equal distances in different times. Now, I want to have attention, my dear students. Let's analyze. What's speed? Speed is distance and what? And time. Okay. So when he says speed, distance, time, so it's speed. Sure, it's speed. But what's meant by regular? Regular means equal and equal. So regular speed means equal distance in equal periods of time. Again, regular speed means body covers equal distances in equal periods of time. But if I say irregular, so or ununiform, now I can say one of them equal and the other one is unequal. So irregular speed means body covers equal distances in unequal or different times, or the opposite, covers unequal or different distances in equal periods of time. Let's analyze again. Speed means distance and time. Regular means the two equal. But irregular means one of them is equal and another one is unequal. So let's return back again to question number 37. The speed when the body covers equal distance but in different, so it will be irregular speed. Irregular speed. Okay, 38. The phase in which some important vital processes occur to prepare, phase and prepare, phase and what? And prepare. Phase in which some important vital processes occur to prepare the cell for division and the genetic material in the cell is doubled. Say, so it will be what? It will be interface. Interface. It is before all the four stages or four phases: pro, meta, ana, telo phase. Okay, number 39. A mirror. How many types of mirror? Plane, concave and convex. A mirror forms literally inverted and equal in size image. It's very obvious, very clear from the word literally. Literally inverted means reversed. Literally inverted equal what? Reversed. We have one type only of mirrors that form a literally inverted or reversed image. It is what? It is plane mirror. Plane mirror. Okay? And equal. If I only depend on the word equal, we have two types of optical pieces that form equal. A plane mirror always form equal. Always. Concave mirror form equal in one state only, if the body if the object is at the center. Convex lens form equal if the body is at the center. Number 40, the nuclear acid. Okay, it's okay, it's clear from the two words. Nuclear acid that carried the genetic traits. But what's meant by nuclear acid? It is DNA. The word D comes from deoxyribozic. N, the word of nucleic. A, the abbreviation of acid. Nucleic acid or nuclear acid, it is DNA. 41. The image that can't be formed on a screen. We have two types of image, as you know, my dear student. First one, that we can receive on a screen. The second one, that we can't receive on a screen. That we can't be formed on a screen. It is virtual. Virtual. It can't be, because it comes from what? From the extensions of reflected light rays in convex mirror, and from extensions of refracted light rays in concave lens. Concave lens. By this point, we reached the end of the first question, scientific. Number 2 is give reason for. Number 1, asexual reproduction produces offspring, nasl, with the genetic traits identical to those of their parents. Why? Because it depends on one source or one parent as amoeba, eugenia, paramecium. They are unicellular living organisms that just has one cell. This cell divided mitotically to produce offsprings, new individuals. They are identical to their parent, but identical. Why identical? Because they depend on just one parent. Number 2, when a moving object moves with a uniform speed, its acceleration equals 0. Why? From the definition. Because the uniform speed means speed doesn't change by passing time. But acceleration means what? Acceleration means a change of speed. So they are opposite, because acceleration means change of speed as time passes, or in a unit time. But here, regular speed or uniform speed means that the speed doesn't change by passing the time. Let's go to number 3. Mass is scalar. Why mass is a scalar physical quantity? So I have to write the definition, because its magnitude only is enough to identify it. If he asks about, for example, weight is a vector physical quantity, because its magnitude and direction are necessary to identify 8. Number 4, the lens has two foci, but the mirror has one focus. Why the lens has two foci? Because lens is a part of what? A part of two spheres. Two spheres. Number 5, no image is formed in focus of lens. No image is formed if the body stands at the focus. Why? Why? Because, number 5, because the light rays he says lens, so refract parallel to each other, and no intersection between them or among them, so no image. Number 6, occurrence of long-sightedness. What the reasons for long-sightedness? Remember this, my dear student. Long, the reason or decrease. Long-sightedness, so decreasing of what? Eyeball diameter, or decreasing of convexity of eye lens. Again, decreasing eyeball diameter and decreasing the convexity, they are the reasons for long-sightedness. While increasing eyeball diameter, increasing the convexity of eye lens, they are the reason for short-sightedness. Remember again, decreasing the reasons for long, increasing the reason for short. Okay. Number 7, the sexual reproduction is the source of genetic variation. Why? The sexual reproduction is the source of genetic variation between individuals. It is the opposite of question number 1. Question number 1 says in asexual reproduction the offsprings are identical, but now genetic variation. Why? The answer is because it depends on what? It depends on two sources or two parents or two living organisms, and due to crossing over phenomena, and due to crossing over phenomenon. This is the reason of genetic variation. So if he asks me about the importance of crossing over phenomenon, it causes genetic variation. It makes you not similar to your twins 100%. It makes you different from him. Number 8, give reason existence of centrosome in the animal cell. It's a very important question. What's the importance of centrosome? You know, my dear students, that spindle fibers, it's a very important point. Spindle fibers emerging from centrosome in animal cell, but spindle fibers emerges from cytoplasm in plant cell. Again, spindle fibers emerge from centrosome in animal cells, while spindle fibers emerge from cytoplasm in plant cell. So the answer here is to produce what? To produce spindle fibers. To produce spindle fibers. Let's go number 9. The donor person. Donor person means الشخص المتبرع. Donor person in liver transplantation الشخص اللي بيتبرع بجزء لزراعة الكبد is not affected by transmitting by a part of his healthy liver. ما بتأثرش. Give reason. Because liver can compensate, يعوض its missing parts by regeneration as what? As starfish. Mitotically, it divided to compensate any lobe of the 3 lobes of the liver. Number 10. The incident light ray passing through center of mirror reflects on itself. You know, my dear student, that the incident light ray that passes through center of mirror, it reflects on itself. Why? The incident light ray that passes through optical center of the lens, it goes without refraction. It's very important. So, but the question now, it is the incident light ray that passes through center of mirror, it reflects on itself. Give reason. Why? Because angle of incidence equal angle of reflection. Angle of incidence equal angle of reflection. Equal what? Equal 0. Because no theta, no angle between the incident light ray and the normal, because it falls on the normal. So theta here, or the angle, equal 0. 11. Concave lens has virtual focus. Concave lens has virtual focus. Why concave lens has virtual focus? Because it is point of collection. Point of collection of what? Collection of extensions of its lens. So refracted, when he says virtual, so extension, point of collection, extensions. Lens, so it is refracted, extension of refracted light rays. Again, concave lens has virtual focus because it is a point of collection, the extensions of refracted light rays. Another one, number 12. Continuity life of a starfish after cutting one of its arms. Why? Because it can, or it compensate, يعوض its damage or missing parts or arm here by regeneration. Okay. What happened? Another type of question. And we talked about the very important, most popular give reason and scientific. But now what happened? Putting yeast fungus in sugar solution. What happened when you bring some yeast fungus from the baker and put them in sugar solution? They, number 1, and what happened? They reproduce by what? By budding. You know, my dear student, that there are types of asexual reproduction, binary fission, budding, regeneration, spores propagation, and vegetative. But binary fission reproduce by budding, by forming buds. Yeast fungus is a unicellular living organism that can be in a colony, a lot of yeast fungus, a lot of individuals, or maybe separated from the parents. Okay, but it is a unicellular living organism that reproduce by budding. But we have multicellular living organism reproduced by budding as a sponge and hydra. Number 2, light ray passes through the optical center of lens. I answered it from just a moment. It goes without refraction. Goes without refraction. Another one. Shortage of eyeball diameter. What happened? Shortage of eyeball diameter, it causes what? Shortage, it causes long-sightedness. 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 Number 5, male gametes. Male gametes meets a female gamete. They form zygote. Male gamete meets a female gamete. They form zygote. Number 6, inner chromatids of chromosomes exchange parts. Exchange parts. So crossing over phenomena occurs and genetic variation. 7, crossing over phenomena doesn't occur. What is the importance of crossing over phenomena? Genetic variation. So what happens if no crossing over phenomena? No genetic variation. 8, driver used the brakes. The body moves with negative acceleration or deceleration. 9, an object moves by regular speed. An object moves by regular speed. What happened? It covers equal distances in equal periods of time and no acceleration. A starfish lost one of its arms with a part of central disc. It compensates its missing part by what? By regeneration. But now let's go to just a question, very important problem. He says that an object moved from A to B in 4 seconds. 4 seconds. It took 40 meters in 4 seconds. And from B to C in 5 seconds. He to stop until he stopped. Stopped here means V2 equal 0. Yes. He asks about the acceleration. What is acceleration? In the part of from B to C. He needs acceleration here. To get acceleration, my dear student, we need what? V2, V1, V2, and the time. What is the time here? Time from B to C is 5 seconds. V2 equal 0. V1, we don't know. So we need here V2 minus V1 divided time, but we need V1. What's V1? V1 here I can get V1 by dividing distance over time. Distance because it's regular speed. Distance 40 meters divided time 4 seconds. So it will be what? 4 divided 4, it will be 10 meters per second. So V1 is here 10 meters per second. So acceleration equal V2 minus V1 divided time. So it will be what? Which V2? V2 0 minus V1 10 divided time is 5. So it will be minus negative 10 divided 2 is negative 2. Negative 10 divided 5 is negative 2 meters per second square. Yes, it's a deceleration because initial speed is more than final speed. Ratio between initial speed and the final speed here is more than 1, but because it is a deceleration, negative, must be negative. But by this point, my dear students, we reached the end of our revision. We hope you do well and keep touch on our official page on Facebook, الجروب الرسمي المدرسة على الهواء. Thank you and do well.